I discovered my dad's identity, but when I told him, it tore our family apart forever. I grew up in a loving foster family, but the one thing I always longed for was to know who my real parents were. My foster mom told me my birth father had no idea I even existed. My birth mom had kept her pregnancy a secret. When I was 10, she handed me a single photo of him, a young man with kind eyes holding a guitar. That photo became my obsession. Every time I looked at it, I imagined what life would have been like if he'd known about me. I had no name, no leads, just that photo, but I promised myself I'd find him. For years I searched, combing through social media, music forums, even old high school yearbooks. I almost gave up until one day when I was 20. I stumbled across a local musician's flyer. The face staring back at me was unmistakably his. I couldn't breathe. My heart raced as I called the number on the flyer to find out where he was playing next. That Friday, I walked into a dimly lit bar, clutching the photo in my hand. There he was, sitting on a stool with a guitar, singing his heart out, my father. After his set, I nervously approached him. "Hey, your music is amazing," I said, trying to hide the tremor in my voice. He smiled and thanked me, his eyes full of the warmth I had imagined my whole life. I couldn't tell him then. I didn't even know how to start. Over the next few months, I became a regular at his gigs. We talked more each time, and I started to see pieces of myself in him, the way he laughed, his stubbornness when the crowd was too loud, even the way he held his guitar. He had no idea he was unknowingly bonding with his daughter. Finally, I couldn't keep it to myself anymore. One night after his set, I asked if we could talk somewhere quiet. I told him everything, how my mom had kept me a secret, how I'd been searching for years, and how he was my father. He froze. His face went pale, and for a long time, he just stared at me. Then he said, "Are you sure?" I handed him the photo. His hands shook as he stared at the younger version of himself. Tears welled up in his eyes, and he whispered, "I had no idea." But what should have been a beautiful reunion quickly spiraled into chaos. He was married with 2 young children, and his wife had no idea about his past relationship with my mom. When he told her the truth, their world shattered. His wife didn't want me near their family, fearing I'd ruin their lives. My dad, torn between his family and his newfound daughter, tried to keep in touch secretly, but the guilt ate him alive. His wife gave him an ultimatum: cut ties with me or risk losing his marriage. We had one final meeting where he told me he couldn't do it. He couldn't lose his family. I understood, but it broke my heart. He hugged me tightly, whispering, "I'll always love you even if I can't be in your life." That was the last time I saw him. Sometimes I still go to his gigs, sitting in the back where he can't see me. I don't hate him for his choice, but I'll never stop wishing things could have been different.